So today we are going to address the problem, what to do if your child is being bullied. So the last time we spoke, we talked about how to detect if your child is being bullied. We said a couple of the signs are if they avoid school, don't really want to go to school, have lots of aches and pains, they don't sleep very well at night, they get a lot of messages on their phone a lot, and if they're younger and you send them to school with items and they don't come back with it, or if they have marks on their bodies, you can tell. And the people that they usually target, again, are people who are different, right? They look different. They may have an accent, may have some kind of physical impairment, thing that is different about them. It could be subject to being bullied, okay? So what are you going to do when you find out that your child is being bullied? Let's say that you ask them and they tell you yes. Commend them, first of all, because a lot of times they don't want to talk about it because there's shame and embarrassment on it. So commend them for saying that they are. Now, what are you going to do? The first thing is don't overreact. Don't overreact. Don't freak out and say, oh my goodness, I'm going up to the school tomorrow and I'm going to fix this. How dare they do that? Or I'm going to call this child's parent and I'm going to fix this tomorrow. Please, please, please do not do that. Okay? You are going to shock them and they're going to be kind of feel sorry that they told you because you're going to mess it up for them. Okay? So what you're going to do instead is you're going to be calm, try your best to be calm, and you're going to listen. The more you listen is the more they're going to talk. And they will tell you any and everything that you want to hear, the more empathy you give, and you just listen to them. Okay? And you're going to teach them how they can react, some possibilities of what they can do, right? And to teach them about sometimes you can laugh it off because that usually shocks them. So you can teach them laughing it off, or you can teach them to speak clearly and say, don't talk to me like that. It's very rude and disrespectful. Very clear, very bold, right? And if those things don't work, then you move on. But let them practice laughing it off. Practice being the bully, then practice them laughing it off, and practice them talking to you and tell them how they should do it. Because it's a strategy, right? You're coming up with ways to fix this without making it worse. All right? If those things don't work, then it's time to talk to the teacher or the guidance counselor or the administrator. But most importantly, the teacher. Number one, first person line of defense is the teacher. And if you're a teacher and you're listening to this is the time when you're going to stand up. It's not just teaching the curriculum. You're the one that's there a lot of times when it's happening. You're not within earshot, but don't say, well, it'll pass, or don't say, that's the way Johnny is, or don't say, well, you may be a little too sensitive. Don't, because you don't know what they're saying and you don't know how they're making the child feel. I remember the time when this happened to me as a teacher. And it was a 7th grade boy who came in. He was new. He did look different. He wasn't the same color. He acted a little bit different, and that was fine. And what I noticed in class was that he was holding his head down. And I remembered someone had said something to him, but I couldn't tell for sure what it was. So I waited until the class was over, and then I called him to me. I actually went over to him, and I asked him exactly what happened, and he confided in me and told me. So I called the student the next day. And I said, this is serious. If you do this again, I will take you to the principal myself and I will call your parents. Do you understand what I just said? Repeat what I said. Do you want me to call your parents? Do you want to go to the principal's office? Either way, something is going to happen, but this is not happening again. Now, I asked the student several times, tell me what's going on, how are things? He said it was fine since then. Now, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying that as teachers, we're the first line. Take it seriously and then fix it. It's still your responsibility. It's your job. Kids are going to be kids, and this is stuff that we deal with all the time. Okay? So do your part. If that fails to work, you're going to write a letter to the administrator. Okay? And when you write the letter to the administrator, that does not work, write one and CC the superintendent and make copies of the letter. If all those things don't work and you are still concerned, you want to call and you see just signs of, child wanting to commit suicide or them hurting themselves, call 988. 988 is a suicide prevention hotline. and I've called it, not because I had a problem with it, but because I wanted to see what they do. And they just divert the call to local chapters and have local people deal with the situation. On their rare occasions, they'll call a police officer if someone has like a weapon in their hand and they're threatening to use it. But for the most part, they send you counselors. They get you the help. All right. So make sure you do that. So what about if it's cyberbullying? It's not physical, it's cyberbullying. Okay, that means that they write all kinds of stuff online on your account, say stuff to other kids, and you see it online. They call you names, all the stuff that they do. All right, what do? Well, you are going to screenshot, okay, and you are going to make sure you save it. Okay, screenshot and save. Then when you screenshot and save, make sure that you report it to your parents, and the parents can report it to the social media platform, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is that you're using, report it to the platform. If all of that does not work, you are going to close down the account for a time to let it pass. Close down the account for a time to let it pass. Okay? But you have to start on it, and don't wait until it escalates. Don't wait until it gets crazy. You have to nip it in the bud early. Yes? So what about if you are the parent of a bully? What about if you're the parent of a bully? You can't say, well, it doesn't really affect me because, my child is not being hurt. Oh, yes, your child is being hurt. Many times your child has seen this somewhere. Could be an older brother, an older sister is doing that to them, but they're dealing with it somewhere. Okay, so you are going to fix the situation. First thing you're going to do when you're aware that your child is a bully is don't take it personal, because nobody wants to hear that your child is a bully. But if we hear it, we just have to fix it. It's part of growing up, and you just have to deal with it. Ignoring it is not going to fix the problem. So what you're going to do is to talk to your child and let them know that it is definitely not acceptable. Set some clear expectations as to what you want to see, okay, in the family, that they should not be happening. And if you hear it again, that there will be consequences. Talk about what the consequences are. Okay, let them also take responsibility for what they have done. Either they apologize to the child, or they write a letter to the child that they've bullied, or the children they've bullied, and ask them, how would you like this to happen to you? How would you feel if this were to happen to you? Let them develop some empathy in the situation. All right. And the final thing that you're going to do is you're going to evaluate what is going on at home, because many times it's coming from home, from an older brother, sister, could be from a neighbor, could be from a friend. A lot of times they learn it, right? And you're going to have to look at that and make sure that you do your part. Yes? Remember that, explain to the child that you love them, that the behavior doesn't mean that it's them, but that behavior is representing them, and that needs to be fixed. Okay? Remember, all our children deserve the chance to have a bright future, and that future depends on you. So I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to support you. I'm your parent success coach, Hillary D. Simpson, trying to get our children on the path to success. Bullying is detrimental, it's devastating, and we cannot allow it. All right? Next time we'll talk about a different topic, because this also affects the bullied, the victim, and the person who's doing the bullying. Causes anxiety, depression, all kinds of psychological ailments on them both. So we're going to do our best to stop it. All right? Parents, I know you got this. Just take your time, watch this video again, and do the best you can to get your child away from this situation. Have a good day. I'll talk again soon. Bye.